Hello, everybody, and welcome back to what I assume is going to be a very long of Ethelor Plays Go. Why do I assume it's going to be very long? Because we're playing Zen Go today. So I was at my club last night, and we were playing. There were a couple of us, so we decided to play Zen Go. I think we played it last week, and I realized that it would be great material for video because when I was playing chess, I really enjoyed watching like Gotham chess videos, and he shows like videos where there are big swings many times in the game, and that's very exciting to watch. And yeah, so Zengo has that same kind of feel, so I thought that would be fun to go to record a game and to upload and review it. But oh man, we're going to be here for a little while. So strap in, prepare yourself, get your tissues, whether it's tears or whatever else. I don't judge. Never mind, let's get to the video. So here we got our first mistake right away, which is that we get this honey at the head of two. It's a proverb that you want to avoid this, and the reason why is because white is able to extend out into the center, not just be in the corner, but also like step up to the fourth line. And meanwhile, black has only three liberties, and there can be problems and this kind of stuff. So this is the ideal thing to do here would be to play this way, and then maybe something like this would be Joseki. So Joseki means that it's even for both players, and yeah, this is one way you can play. There are all sorts of things you can do, like you can play like this, and then maybe like come over here. But yeah, there are all sorts of things you can play. But yeah, so black plays this way, and then here I think it would have been better for white to hit this point because if black tanukis, then white gets this cut, and here black can't capture, so they're just going to have to come out this way, and this is really great for white. So once again, like white curls completely around black, and they're barely clinging on to life. So this is really good. Um, so here we have this attachment. I think what I comment is that it'd be good for black to play this point right away because it's good for white. So the proverb is that your opponent's good shape point is your own, but also that yeah, tiger's mouth is a good shape, and then white will extend this way. So here black plays this, and then white plays over here, and then black finally gets it. So for those of you who don't know, Zen Go means that you play with three players instead of two, and every time you play it's your turn again, you play the other side. So it alternates white, black, white for each player, so you can still get a game record as you can see, but it means that every time you play, you're thinking about the other side, and because you see both sides more evenly, that's why it's called Zen Go, because you tend to see all of the weaknesses that are on the board, and then you can play better. I'm beginning to think that it's actually a good exercise to do. I definitely like to play it more often, but I think the challenge is that I think the challenge is that it ends up being quite difficult to read if everybody makes a lot of mistakes. And that means that it makes the pace of the game quite slow. But anyway, so we have here white plays A. One thing that I mentioned is that here this leaves a door open for white, so white can just play underneath, and they're just fully alive. Many stones on the third line, and yeah, so it would be better for black to play here. It puts more pressure, so white can't expand. And then white can think about invading at C later, and if A isn't great because it has this invasion, you can just play here instead. Yeah, that's basically that. One of our players at the club really enjoys these kinds of large knights move. So these, yeah, you get interesting positions from that. And the challenge with A, like A is not strictly bad. It's a thing you can play, but normally play on the third line here. And the reason why is because then black can play on this side, and they're threatening to slide at C. So this is called like having an open door, and so you can play these kinds of moves threatening to come underneath, and it potentially undermines their opponent's base. So black kicks, and I mean normally white would just extend up this way. This basically, if you're kick, this standing here is very normal. You basically always do it. And no, but instead white plays here, we've talked a little bit about high moves, and the issue is that it's, I mean, here there's nothing really that bad with that move, but black can just take territory underneath, and yeah, it's a bit lax. So here, black quickly gets the shape point, and then plays very thin. So here, the issue is that this jump is pre-peeped, so white can push and cut, and yeah, can come out this way. The issue now is that now that black has played high here, white can think about coming underneath, and maybe black might not have enough to make two eyes. So this is why it's important to think about if you play on the fourth or the third line. But anyway, it's also why you shouldn't pre-peep yourself here. White doesn't take advantage of that. White plays away, and you can see why I wanted to play Zen Go for online content, because there's all sorts of this crazy stuff that happens. And the issue with D is that this cut at C is urgent, so black should totally, they don't, but black should totally recover here. And that means that black's shape is strong and connected, which is what we want. It's the fundamental rule of Go. But black doesn't do that. Black plays here instead, and then white comes down, Hane, cut, and okay, fine. Well, this is now the problem that we're dealing with instead. And black extends, and what I recommended to do, or what I had in mind, was that you can Atari, play this one, and then play here, and then you can make this nice area over here. So that makes this nice, territory. Not quite territory, but this area in the center. The reason why this move here is a Tsuji, it's a very old school kind of shape point. The issue is that if black responds, then you can just capture over here, and the stone is captured. So okay, but that's once again not what happens. White invades. So yeah, this is the joy of Zen Go right here. So white invades. The issue is like now I had to think for a little while, like how do I respond? Because you can imagine coming out this way, and white is captured, but the issue is that white can then take B. So which move is bigger? I think B is bigger because it's a corner move, and so I elect to play here. I guess now that you know who I am, you'll get to know for the rest of the game which moves are mine. I guess it's analyzed and told from my point of view. So yeah. Okay, we play this way. There's normally two choices for black. They can block on this side, or they can block over here. So this is a way that you can play, and then maybe like respond here. This is what you can do. If not, connecting, and then white can play this A move, and the shape between these two stones I marked here is a bit thin, so black has to think about what they do about that. So maybe like playing like this. There are some options. I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but yeah, so white plays over here and then doesn't follow up on their Atari, so like, okay, it's a bit weird. I mean, you can do this thing again and then play here maybe, and then black is now without a base. You can maybe like make this exchange first and then come here, and then black is in, it looks like black is in trouble. So, okay, that isn't what happens. White comes down here. What I was thinking once again is like, oh, well, if black plays here, you can cut, and maybe it's a problem. So, like, if black comes this way, then these stones down here are captured. And if not, then maybe you come this way, over here. You can't really... Yeah, you can't cut this because these stones down here are dead. So, like, black has to connect, and then comes out. This slowly, like... It's a bit of a fight. Yeah, it's all like because there were so many mistakes, Zen Go becomes really difficult to read. So that's actually quite fun. Black fixes their problems, white connects, and then black connects underneath. They're safe. This is good for black or white. Black maybe because they have all this territory, but white also took the corner, so maybe it's about even. Here, I played this move. I don't know if that was really the good move to play. For instance, if you just take the corner here, is it really... Do we care so much if black takes these stones? Maybe not. So, okay, maybe that was a bit slow for me. So, here, once again, we play the same Joseki, and then once again, like, we're looking at A and B. And then this exchange here I think is slightly good for black because it helps black to live, basically. So I think you don't normally play like this. So we continue. There's this peep, and then coming over here. I think what I was thinking is, say white plays over again over here, like maybe playing this way, and then maybe white is weak. This is what I think I was aiming at. So this way, and then my intention was to cut over here, but it's not so bad because you can just get the stone up and connect, and white black can't cut. I mean, can't cut this way, so yeah, and then maybe black can try and cut here, and then white can maybe like give the stone up. But I don't know, maybe there are a couple of weaknesses, so maybe making center territory too desperately, but in any case, this is the kind of idea you might be able to have. That's not what happens. White plays here instead. And I think this is a lot worse. I mean, here, first of all, like I was going to cut here. And then, yeah, it's a bit challenging. So here, you know, can black figure something out here? I don't know. Yeah, maybe, because this group is getting weak. And there's still a way out into the center, and then maybe black can make a second eye. But, I mean, I don't know if this shape here really counts as an eye yet. But, yeah, so if nothing else, then, like, maybe playing this way, and then black can, like, minimize while trying to make some points over here. I don't know if that's really good, but the point is that, like, this cut was something to think about. But instead, black invades very, very deeply. And the issue is that if, like, to be fair, there are quite some weaknesses over here, and there are some weaknesses here, but it's not clear that this move, if this move is too deep or not. So with this move, white's steering away, and, you know, after this, you know, can white really make it? It's not really clear. So black make it. Yeah, so okay, black now plays this move, which I don't know, that we had an invasion, and then they leave that invasion alone. They go like, ah, okay, never mind. So like, okay, this if you're gonna invade, you have to like really see it through to the end. Although to be fair, I guess the only thing that white really lost with these exchanges was this cut here at B. So okay, fine. Now, okay, cap, and now this is where the game gets really interesting. So here, I mean, the normal kind of thing would be to play a move like this. So this would be like, this is a normal way how you might respond to this. We call it a monkey jump. If white tries to cut, then black can cut over here, and this is self-Atari. And yeah, so black is now stranded, and they have to make shape for themselves. So this is how you normally respond. Instead, this exchange, which the AI doesn't hate, and then here, and then black tries to come through. Okay, there's an exchange first. Black tries to come through, and then white does broken shape. So once again, maybe not in this game, but I've said it in a couple of videos now. This is what you don't want. This, you basically never want this. So here it's almost necessary to do this, and if black tries to cut, then you can capture these stones. So here, this move just allows black to connect, unfortunately. And now black is connected, and white loses a bunch of points, and black is definitely ahead. Well, maybe not definitely yet, but they've gained a lot of ground. So I think it's quite interesting because in Zen Go, you go like, oh, these stones are definitely going to die, and then they don't die, and here they're connected. So, okay, the game continues. I guess black is making sure to stay connected. This A-B exchange isn't so great because you can imagine that if black hits C here, then, I mean, I guess it's not immediately game over, but, you know, it's getting tougher for white. So I'm not such a fan of this exchange, I guess. So then what happens next? This one, black makes some points. I was thinking that we'd play like this, but okay, fine. And let's see, there are a number of cutting points here, which looks very, very suspicious. And I try and like take advantage of that. And it's interesting because it's just barely good enough for white. So here, so we get the cut. And what the thing is that say black extends and white defends, we have shortage of liberties here, and so black can capture 2 stones. Which, okay, maybe that's not like huge bounty or anything, but it's something. And then what else? So here, and let's imagine that white connects. What now? So I was like, oh, maybe we can take this cut or like play here and play here. But I think like my initial move was this cut, and it's kind of aiming. It's aiming at these 2 weaknesses at once. So like if white plays very passively, then black can just connect over here. So okay, then what happens is like what I found is that if white plays this Atari, oh no, yeah, and then connects, then it's black, and then white is just barely okay. So what happens next? Like you play out here, no big deal. This Atari, oh okay, can't do that. So this one, white might not connect like this. So white might play here instead, and then black can't really move out. It doesn't really work here, and then I guess no, wait here. This is dead. So yeah, it's an interesting position. It's a bit tricky. So yeah, this way, here, there, this way, that way. I guess instead, maybe white can try like this, and then black can't come out here. And then if black comes this way, yeah. So okay, just not this one because the Atari here. So just don't play the bad move. Maybe. Oh, what's this? No, not quite. Because if you like, I think because here is shortage of liberties, but here, and then here this way. Oh, so then Kant has to play here, and then now black. So like this is a really fine position, and in Zen Go this position would not hold. There would be some mistake, and yeah, it would. So yeah, it's troublesome. So it's quite an interesting position. So anyway, black doesn't follow up on their 2 stones, and if they're not going to follow up, then I mean I guess they have this forcing move, but then you'd rather keep that as a co-threat, right? So here, and then this looked like really annoying, so then I played it. And then yeah, so what I think, how can you do this? So it was like here, this one, then you have to play the Atari. I think like I was thinking of going this way, and then here you can, what was it here that you can't do that, so you have to connect, and here this is fine. So although white can play this later, so I guess yeah, so you can see like how the shape eventually becomes really messed up, and it's so difficult to analyze this. Like you can see that I explored branches and branches. I don't even know if I'm analyzing it that correctly right now. But yeah, the AI at this point totally wants to play the co. And what happens instead? I can't quite remember. Here, this way, and don't connect because it's an even game, and as in the game is even, and stepping back allows white to get just barely ahead. So the AI says to play the co, and why not? Because if you win the co, you win everything, so that's great. But well, I guess you won't. But anyway, what I mean to say is that where were we? I'm getting messed up between my branches. So here, it's the co. Play the co. What was it? Connect here, and then yeah. What I mean to say is that like say that there's a co threat, black responds. Yeah, I mean like if white just connects here and agrees to take the to finish the co, then black will just connect. But I guess it's a matter of if white is alive. So if we move these stones somewhere else. So here, yeah, actually, I think if you play like this way, long L in the corner, but you need to know your life or death, and I don't know it that well, so okay. And yeah, so we resolve this co, and now comes the interesting point of the game. If white just plays this endgame, white is safe. That's not what happens. Instead, white plays A, and here already there's this issue where if you play here, and then this vital point here, this is annoying because if connecting this way, white is dead and then has to connect, or white is also dead. So like here and then runs out of liberties. So like here and coming down here, and the point is that there's just not. I think like black wins by 1 liberty. So yeah, it's not great. And then yeah, black connects. And at this point, just playing here and white is very screwed. And that's where the AI chooses to play. And here, so you can watch me just be confused at the board, confounded by it. But here, can black connect? Because playing here, and then trying to falsify this I, but then white can throw in and then play this ko, because if black connects, then can't, so it has to connect and plays the ko. And then it's ko to live for white. So that's a better result than you might have expected, but let's see, if black plays this way, white can play this move, wasn't it? And then it was like, no, I can't quite remember. Here, I think. I can't remember. This is what happens in the game, but I don't think that's quite right. I can't remember. But the point is, I think like AI said that there was like a brief moment where white could live, and white misses it basically. So let me just try and see. Let me check very fast. Yeah, okay, it's because we're not quite there yet. So where was it? It was. I just saw it. Where did it go? This isn't the game. This is the game. And white can connect. And if black connects and white plays here, if this Atari, then connected, and if the other Atari, then that's a second eye. So the issue was that white needed to play this move when black played here. So this wasn't quite right. Black had to cut. Or just like, what else could black? Is like connect solidly? Because if connect, then this way, and if not, then cut. So yeah, this game is really, really messy. That's Zen Go for you. So yep, at this point, I wasn't sure. I was thinking that maybe white could try playing here, but it doesn't work because here, connecting, and you have to connect here, this one, and then it's not really clear what white does. If white just removed liberties, this doesn't have enough, and then this way, also, yeah, also not enough liberties. So yeah, that's basically the whole game. But basically, what happens is black makes a last-minute mistake because we've been playing for a long time at this point, so we're all getting a bit tired, and yeah, so then black misses this and white cuts, and now it's ko to try and save this, and okay, so this is a ko threat, captures ko threats. I don't like this ko threat because it makes black a bit weaker, but it's actually difficult as white to find a good ko threat. So here, this one, and I decided to not. I should just continue the ko here, but we thought that maybe black was dead in the corner, so I was like, okay, we'll go for the death in the corner and call it the end of the day. So the idea is like maybe this, but the issue is that black can just play here, and yeah, there's something. Don't do that. Do this instead, and yeah, now it's fine because you can't. Yeah, so yeah, so that's then the game. Black lives, and black is ahead because they have all this territory on the side and have killed white at the top. This was quite a challenging game. I don't know if I reviewed it 100% correctly. I didn't really go over it with AI, but it was quite fun. Lots of back and forth. lots to learn here for players of all ages, of all skill levels. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, then if you enjoy this, then maybe I'll play more Zen Go and I'll upload it here for meme material. And yeah, if you can check out my other videos, peruse at your leisure, and yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.